Hi everyone, this is Nathalie the blogger, and today I am finally coming with the books that disappointed me the most in 2018. Not gonna waste any minute, and I'm gonna start with Stalking Jack the Ripper by Kerry Maniscalco. The disappointment was having almost half of the book a waste of pages just to fill the gap and having the amount of pages that probably the publisher wanted to have, and definitely not having all the time. What's the name? Audrey Rose, I think, was the name of the character, that she was constantly coming back with the fact that she is a woman, that you can do better or the same as men. Don't get me wrong, I totally agree. It's just you don't have to spend 300 pages saying it over and over again. When True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid, a young woman, she is telling the story of her younger age when she met the man who will become her first husband, Jesse, how much in love they were. Sadly, he will take a trip for work and his helicopter will go missing at sea and he will be presumed dead. And obviously she has to, well, it's harsh to say to move on, but she will have to move on with her life. She meets previous crush, that you can say, when she was a teenager, when she will be back home with the rest of the family, and she will get engaged to that man, till the day that Jesse, well, technically still her husband, is coming back because he wasn't dead and he wants to reconnect, but he wants his wife back. So she has a choice to make. Which one does she wants to have in her life? Since the beginning where Jesse is back, it's clear in her mind that who she wants to be with. It's just a disappointment for me. Like I said at the beginning, what's the point then of that story? Red Hope by John Dries, science fiction. A specific artifact has been found onto the surface of Mars thanks to one of the Discovery robots, and I don't know why, because every time I made that joke and I still enjoy it. They are pretty much gonna decide the space agencies of the planet, I don't remember, I think, yeah, anyway, to send a small team and try to look what's going on, what it is, and to have some answers. So we are following the team when they are preparing on Earth, and then we are with them when they get onto Mars, and what is going on over there. So for me, the huge disappointment is that I love sci-fi, when obviously it's gonna be a good one, but the promise of that premise of artifact, and so something mysterious, probably a previous ancient or dead, maybe not dead, civilization onto Mars. So this is exciting, well, anyway, for me. So you want to know stuff, and when you are into Mars, you're like, are you fucking kidding me? This is what you are coming with? And I'm not gonna say more because I rant. I really put my heart out about that book in a video that I'm gonna link here or here, but you're gonna find it. Buddy in the Bookstore by Emma Lee. The story is a young teenager who's keeping the story, if you want, for her parents who own the bookstore. She will be found dead in the bookstore. The disappointment was that it smelled with the premise like a really good mystery. You have obviously a body, but you're gonna discover that you have way more. Okay, so exciting, who killed him, and obviously why, and blah blah blah. And pretty much quickly into the story, you learn the why. It's just taking away so much theories that you can build in your head the more that you're going to read the story anyway. So it was the whole stupidity of the small town accusing for no particular reason that woman, and the way that the investigation happened. And the next one will be The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. Try to remember the story. I don't recall the name of the character. It doesn't matter. She is a journalist working for a travel magazine, and she has been asked to take the place of her boss to participate, to take place into future new luxury cruise leaving England to Norway. So this is just for a small amount of people, including her as a journalist, but I think there's another journalist for another magazine inside. And so it seems to be okay so far, but pretty much when the boat is leaving, she's gonna hear a huge or a very mysterious, intriguing noise, which sounds very much like something big has been dropped into the water, like, for instance, a body. And it's coming from the cabin 10, just the one next to her. So she suspects the woman inside the cabin who has been killed, apparently. And she's gonna force an investigation, questioning everyone until she's got an answer. This is what I can say without revealing more. And I think that I rant, not that much, but I rant about it, to tell the story through the main character, so using the first person, I. Why this is, for me, it's taking so much away, it's because when you are in a thriller mystery story and the main character is telling the story, if it's not throughout a diary that may have been found afterwards or whatever, you know right away that that character doesn't have to worry for her life because she's gonna survive. Not that you necessarily want that character to I'm gonna get it, to die, to be killed, but it's just, you're not even gonna think about that theory because it's not gonna happen. She's telling the story. What the heck, this is not something that you do in mystery thriller. Then the character couldn't be more stupid. She's on a small boat, and she pushed. You have answers. It's like, you really want to die, my girl. Okay, keep going. And you wish, at some point, I wished really hard that she's gonna be killed. Mortal Gods by Alex Manea. Nowadays, the story starts in Rome, if I remember correctly. You have a young woman, an American one, who is visiting a friend from college, university, or is it the same thing? I don't remember, for the summer. And in a nightclub, she's gonna feel a huge attraction for a young man. She's gonna live with him, and she's gonna be in the middle of a war between some gods and kind of a secret, unknown, mysterious, weird entity that you're not really sure, a person. It's a lot of things that doesn't add up or that doesn't make sense, and in the way that you don't have an explanation for that decision, for that choice. The character of the young woman, she is the perfect stupid, I would say in a mean way, but just for you to understand the way that she has been created by the author. She's that kind of nice, stupid bimbo girl. She's just here and she's moving around, and at the end some things will happen, and else it's like you don't know. it's because of the end that she is here, but otherwise there's no point for her existing. She's doing nothing. He created a stupid character for a woman, so this is first something that it's not agreeable to read, and then, like I said, you don't get the point of her existence in the whole story. The whole war, it's kind of hard to put your head around because it seems to be the Vatican, but it's not the Vatican, but they are infiltrating the Vatican. It's like, I really don't get it. It seems to be another god, but doesn't have the tag of a god, but he wants to kill the other gods, and it's just Soul Catcher by Anthony M. Strong. It's an Anubis statue. Has been, well, officially it has been stolen from a previous digging site in Egypt a few years ago by a millionaire who financed the whole project, and because he wanted to keep for himself, so he brought it back, kind of a shush way. And so yeah, it turns out that he will be extremely gruesomely killed by a group of people, a brotherhood of, I don't remember the name, because they want to have the statue back, and obviously they want to bring back the god. You have the archaeologist, the woman who has been with the digging site. She has a note from that man just before his death, and so blah blah. Anyway, she's come into the police station, and she gonna hear about the death, and she's gonna pretty much stick around with the detective for the whole thing. I've never seen or heard, whether it's fictional or worse, that it's real, an investigation going like this. The main victim, so the guy who I said that has been gruesomely killed, like it's really, and you as the detective, when you learn that that woman, that archaeologist, she has been connected, whoever killed that man, they are still after what they were looking for. So that archaeologist is strongly in danger, and she has to be protected. Or if she doesn't want, because she thinks that she is not. But you can secretly put someone outside her door, keeping an eye on her, because you are convinced that something might happen to her. She become pretty much quickly, again, a bimbo with no brain. It's just, why do you create such female characters? For Pete's sakes, you start with someone seems to be smart, just because you didn't really introduce the character a lot, but what you did was kind of looking like this, and then you transform her into, well, she's gonna sleep into his house, because obviously there is no hotel available, because there is no other policeman or anyone who can be affected to her surveillance, to her protection. You can see why this is such a disappointment. And finally, the last big disappointment of 2018, The Seven Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. I just did an insider video onto that book, ranting about what's going on. The man is trapped into 8 different bodies. Pretty much every day he's changing body, and his task has been given him, or has been given a task to discover who will kill Evelyn Hardcastle. I think that the reason might be, for my disappointment, that I am a huge plotter, and this is essentially character driven, so maybe that's the difference, and maybe that's where lays the disappointment. But there are so much stuff that doesn't work, doesn't add up, that's just so complicated, weird, but complicated, that you can't put your brain around. This is a disappointment in that way, because even if I lower down my expectations, I still have a lot of expectations because it sounds so cool, and it is somehow still cool, the story, and different and original. I'm not saying that it's not, don't get me wrong, but because the whole thing, the way that it has been written and it has been told, it takes everything away from the twist and from everything. And since the chapter 1, it stayed and remained a 3 stars, but kind of a generous 3 stars. So this is everything about the biggest disappointments of the books that I read in 2018. And the best ones will come pretty soon, so don't go too far. In the meantime, you can subscribe so you're sure that you are not gonna miss anything in the future. Give me some thumbs ups because it's gonna help my channel, and have some wonderful reading or some disastrous reading, because you never know, but get some book.